Hi guys, I'm Ostrix. Today I wanted to talk a bit about my run to level 100. I just finished getting 100 on my Infernalist Witch. I played primarily minions, and I want to do a bit of a retrospective to talk about how that went. So the first day leveling, I had skeleton snipers and summon raging spirits. I feel like summon raging spirits really did most of the work there. It was pretty smooth. I got to maps in about 16 hours and 20 minutes. After I got to maps, I struggled sustaining waystones for quite a while, until I realized that map bosses were kind of the way to sustain them. And that's kind of a general tip for everybody today that still works. Save your highest tier waystone for the map boss, and use all your fodder ones to travel to them, and you'll end up sustaining waystones really well that way. So after I figured that out, it was pretty smooth sailing as far as waystones went. I held position on the ladder for a long time. I was in the top 10 basically the whole run. Except for a couple days I dropped to 11. But I ended up in rank 8th. And yeah, I was the first witch to get 100. When I got to maps, I switched to skeleton arsonists from the snipers because I heard they were performing really well. And when I started playing with them, I was like, wow, yeah, they do really well. A couple days after that, they nerfed arsonists, made them cost more. At that point, I decided, well, let me try out the snipers again. I really liked them before. And I found after messing with them in a couple different setups that they cleared really well. They actually cleared maps way better than arsonists, probably even before they were nerfed, because they have way higher range. You can see from this video that the snipers are shooting stuff that's off screen from them. The projectiles travel very quickly, and with Fork, they basically have double the travel distance, since if they hit a enemy, they generate 2 new projectiles, which then have new travel distance maximums, basically, right? So they're able to shoot stuff way off the screen. That's really very useful for things like Breach and just clearing the map in general, so they work really well. I really like the snipers, and I think they're the kings of clearing a map. They also have pretty dang good single target, although I would put their single target below both skeleton frost mages, which I consider to be the best, and skeleton arsonists. But when we're talking about DPS like this, it's like, do you kill the pinnacle boss in 1 second on the frost mage, 3 seconds on the arsonists, or 6 seconds on the snipers? You know, the difference isn't that much, but as far as clear goes, the factor of clear speed between the snipers and their competition is just kind of not even close. The snipers blow stuff out of the water. And that becomes really apparent as long as you have at least the maximum supports for them. I think before you get the maximum supports, they kind of feel a little bit weak. But after you have max supports on them, they feel amazing. In general, minions have their own problems. They have AI issues where they get stuck on each other a lot. That's more of a collision issue than an AI issue, I guess. The resurrect timer feels like I am being punished for playing minions, and I cannot go as fast as anyone else because I have to obey the resurrection timer at all times. It doesn't feel very fun at all in practice. You're only able to get as much resurrect reduction to get it down to like 4 to 5 seconds, which still feels pretty terrible. I would love to see that go away, but I understand why it's there, maybe for balance reasons, maybe for server load and stuff like that. Who knows? But yeah, I don't really like that very much. And I think that's kind of unanimous amongst people who have played a lot of minions. The endgame, I find the endgame really fun in the game. We're in the very early days, and there will definitely be lots more added to the endgame, but I still think at this point it's quite fun. I think that the reward loop of getting to the tower, setting up the tablets, then running all the maps with all the tablets, then going to a new zone and setting up more towers and tablets, I think that's fun. I had a lot of good times in doing that. I felt rewarded. I felt excited to set up the towers and find good spots with good layouts and stuff like that. Leveling to 100, it was a grind, man. I'm not going to lie to you. It was a grind, and it is one of those grinds that certainly can burn you out, and I felt pretty burnt out towards the tail end of it. The stats-wise, I ended up playing for a little over 23 days, which was mostly active uptime on the character. And I killed 4.9 million monsters. and I died 90 times, the majority of which were in the campaign and at the starter maps when I had very low resistances. But I did have one death at 99, which was very painful, and one death at 98 as well, also pretty awful. Having a ton of energy shield helped. Abusing Grim Feast and having a ton of ES helped me not die more. So yeah, leveling is very painful, and if you have any death, it's awful. It's quite a big setback, even in softcore. In hardcore, it's kind of a bigger setback, but in softcore, it's still quite painful. I don't know if I would do it again anytime soon, but I'm glad I did it. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I had a lot of fun streaming it, and learned a lot about the game through this whole process. So I don't want to ramble on too long, guys, you know. But if you have any more questions or want to watch some more gameplay, I'm playing Minions all the time over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Oscrix. Come on over. I'm happy to answer any questions about my build, about my run, gaining XP fast, whatever. Come on by. Yeah, twitch.tv/Oscrix if you guys want to check that out. And thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful day. See you later. Bye.